What's being earmarked right now for roads, railways, bridges, and the like?
Yeah, this is the old playbook, isn't it? Of course, from more than a decade ago, they have been really relying in times of course, economic stress, to rely on the old playbook of building infrastructure, and that's roads, railways, bridges, airports, port facilities, and the like, because it also creates jobs. So when there are fewer other growth drivers right now, including the consumer right now, and the internet platform companies have been under regulatory pressure, go back to that old playbook, and that's where the marching orders are coming from Beijing. A number of different meetings, a number of different leaders have been pushing for infrastructure. The latest is the State Council, of course, chaired by the Premier Li Keqiang. He's ordering state-owned policy banks like China Development Bank to set up an 800 billion yuan, that's 120 billion US dollar special line of credit, and urging banks to lend to these various projects for infrastructure. But that puts a lot of onus on these local government financing vehicles in the provinces to have faster implementation of the policy push for more infrastructure spending. Now, in the State Council meeting, there was also more lip service paid to the platform economy, the platform companies, encouraging them to, again, list locally, list overseas. But again, a lack of specifics is kind of making a lot of these platform companies and the platform economy a little bit gun-shy, given the zero COVID uncertainties throughout the country. So infrastructure is the old playbook, and it's what the government right now is leaning on to stimulate some, at least short-term growth.
Steve, you talk about these local government financing vehicles, and that was the pressure point, or one of the main pressure points in the last leg of the debt crisis. So what does that mean if they're now under pressure to spend? Does that mean deleveraging just gets kicked down the road?
Kick down the road, kick that can down the road. I've seen these kind of cycles so many times over the last 3 decades I've been covering China. And essentially, if you're a local government official at the top of the food chain in a province, you're being given orders: stimulate, get growth right now. And Li Keqiang essentially within the last week has said in the second quarter, you have to produce growth, even though most economists say the second quarter is going to be a contraction because of all the lockdowns and the lack of economic activity going on right now, and including the latest high-frequency data indicates that the slowdown continued in May. So that's the dilemma at the local government level. How do you produce growth while at the same time as well, reduce those levels of hidden debt at the LGFVs, the local government financing vehicles, and at the same time, by the way, control COVID? So it's an impossible task, and that's where we've heard from insiders within China saying there is a bit of policy implementation paralysis, because which voice do you listen to? But at the end of the day, you have to deliver growth. That's your main metric.